And when we talk about thunderstorms, they're not all severe, but this is Severe Weather Preparedness Week in our area. So joining us this morning to talk more about that is Matt Friedline from our own local Weather Service office here in the Chicago area. Matt, thank you for being with us this morning. Well, I'm not hearing Matt right now, but hopefully we will get him up and running here very, very shortly because there's always a lot to talk about. Do we have you now, Matt?
How's that, Tracy?
We have him, yes, because he has so much good stuff to talk about that we want to make sure we can hear you. Matt, thanks so much for being with us. And, you know, a lot of folks think, well, you know, early March, do we get severe weather? And that's really not the point of Severe Weather Preparedness Week. Tell us why we do this week.
Yeah, as we saw in your 7-day outlook, the chance for thunderstorms is there, and we make the turn as we enter spring here, March, April, May. And this is a good time to start planning, start thinking about your plan for severe weather, whether you be at home, at your place of work, at your place of school, in between, in the car. It's a great time to sort of lay out that plan, and especially as a decision maker for your family or your workplace, this is an ideal week to sort of strategize and make that plan.
So Matt, let's start with the plan. What is involved in a plan?
Yeah, for a severe weather plan, you want to have it laid out what you would do if there's a chance for severe weather. So not just when a warning comes out, but planning when there is that chance for severe weather. That may mean adapting your plans some. Weather at times is not convenient, as we know, and there's a handful of times every spring and summer where we have a severe weather threat in the Chicagoland area. So having a plan on what you do to monitor the chance for severe weather and then monitor for watches and warnings. And then once a warning is out, you want to practice on what you do for a warning. And the main theme is to get as centralized as you can and put as many walls between you and the outside. So get as low and as centralized and minimize your risk. That's really what we stress for taking shelter during a warning.
And what's the best way to, let's say, monitor for a severe weather situation? I often talk to soccer coaches, you know, of youngsters teams and Little League baseball coaches, and really they need to have somebody who is kind of the weather monitor, right?
Absolutely. Those are great examples of decision makers there that are overseeing people and potentially a vulnerable population to severe weather, not even severe weather, but just thunderstorms, lightning and gusty winds as well. So the ways to monitor the weather, really do a daily assessment, a daily check-in. Check in with the television meteorologist. You can check in with the radio, your favorite smartphone app. Just make sure it's from a reliable, trusted source of weather. And then once there is a severe weather threat, then you need to check in more often. And especially if there's a watch issued, which means the potential for severe weather is there in the coming hours, then you may have to consider changing your plans. It's a lot easier if you've planned it, though, in advance what to do in those situations.
And then, of course, there's that time to activate the plan, and that is when we hear of a warning, correct?
That is correct. Taking action. And sometimes that can be the most difficult part. But as you can see there, thunderstorm damage is nothing to mess with. And when there is a warning issued, that means we believe severe weather is imminent. And so you want to take action. And again, practicing, having a plan and practicing and monitoring will have you in good position and when to act. We don't ask as meteorologists you to drop everything you're doing very often. But when that time comes, we want to make sure you do that, because here in Northern Illinois, we can get all types of severe weather,
Yes.
and that includes tornadoes.
Matt, thank you so much for your time. Thanks to all of the folks there at the Weather Service office, because you folks, a lot of people don't get to see your faces. So we love when you can join us, and you do such a great job in getting us the info that we need to get to everybody. So thank you, Matt, and we'll be joined with by some of your other colleagues through the rest of the week. Take care. Have a great day.
Thank you, Tracy.
All right. Matt Friedline, National Weather Service office right here in Chicago.